For my heritage presentation, I decided to sit down and have a talk with my grandmother. Now, my grandmother was born in the 40s, so I figured this would be a good person to talk to about how they grew up, um, when she met my grandfather, when she had my mom, things like that, her career. So, for a little background context, she was born in 1942 in Havre de Grace, Maryland, to her mother and father. Now, her family was quite poor growing up. Her dad was an alcoholic, and her mom worked as much as she could as a grocer at the local grocery store. Now, she was also the oldest of four, and because of her mom being at work all the time and her dad not quite being a functioning alcoholic, she really had to step up and take care of the kids at a really, really young age. Now, if we take a look at all of these things from an intercultural context, we can clearly see that, like I said previously, that she really had to grow up kind of fast. And now that is kind of a thing that is still relevant in today's society. But with growing up fast, that could have put her at a little bit of a disadvantage later in life for feeling like she needed to get out and party and, be a kid when she really didn't have time to be a kid when she was a kid because she was busy taking care of her father and of her three younger siblings. I think a lot of the times missing out on your childhood does a lot more harm than good. It's very important for people to enjoy that time and be carefree instead of being 8 or 9 years old and having to take care of your newborn baby brother. Now, a little later in life, my grandmother decided that she really wanted to be a nurse. But on the unfortunate side of things is she was unable to complete college because she had to be home all the time to take care of her siblings. And even if she did complete high school, her family did not have the financial needs to put her through college, to put her through nursing school so she could get that degree. And one concept we have talked about in class is the concept of power. But a lot of times, money is power because a lot of the people who grew up in these sort of lower class areas don't have the same opportunities as people who grow up elsewhere. Now, she would go on to become a successful hairdresser, get married, have 3 kids, have a lot of grandkids. But I think it's important to note that no matter where you came from, you can still make something of yourself. In today's society, I think we put too much pressure on where we come from and not who we can become. It's incredible what people can do that come from certain circumstances and become certain things. I think it's very important that this is something that, as a society and culturally, we begin to discuss more and unpack more. I think learning more about my grandmother's childhood and her upbringing um, really sheds a light on the fact that, yes, money is power a lot of the times, but so is knowledge, so is motivation, so is wanting to better yourself for your future, for your children, for your grandchildren, things like that. Well, I think that at the end of the day, power and culture do go hand in hand. Um, I also think that there are people who have the power to go a little bit against culture, and that's really cool to see.